I'm Senator Jeff Schoenberg, and you're watching Tape with Rabbi Doug.
We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug on your TV tonight.
But Daddy, I want to watch Monday Night Football.
Forget about Monday Night Football. There's no other thing we're going to watch on Monday but Rabbi Doug.
Yeah, Rabbi Doug on TV tonight. We're gonna see Rabbi Doug. Oh, everybody talk about Doug.
Shalom and welcome to Taped with Rabbi Doug. Glad you could be with us today. Early on Sunday morning, June 25th, 2006, Palestinian militants infiltrated into Israel from Gaza through a tunnel near the Kerem Shalom border crossing. They then began an attack on an Israeli army post from behind, killing, unfortunately, 2 Israeli soldiers. 2 Palestinian militants were also killed, and 4 Israelis were wounded. One of them was taken into captivity. His name was Gilad Shalit. He had suffered a broken hand and a light shoulder wound as well when his captors kidnapped him. They issued a statement the following day offering information that if Israel would release all female Palestinian prisoners and all prisoners under the age of 18, that they could have Shalit back. It never happened. Turned out the Israeli radio from the army had received a warning the day before that something like this might happen. It was the first time since 1994 that an Israeli was kidnapped by terrorists. In June 2011, 5 years later, the Zionist Federation, among other organizations, stepped up a campaign to ensure that Shalit and his abduction were not forgotten, encouraging vigils around the world on the 5th anniversary of Gilad Shalit's capture. We're going to take you to that Chicago vigil right now.
Shalom and welcome to Tape with Rabbi Doug. We are here at Daily Plaza, where we are at the candlelight vigil for Gilad Shalit. We are coming here today for this vigil to promote the humanitarian release of Gilad Shalit. So stay with us here at Daily Plaza in Chicago on Tape with Rabbi Doug. Dr. Larry here from Israel once again. The timing is perfect. Here we are at the vigil for Gilad Shalit. Tell me, how are things in Israel as far as the attitude of the people and the government? Since you're coming from Beit El, the West Bank, is Gilad Shalit on everyone's lips constantly?
Well, and everybody's thoughts, but not on everybody's lips constantly. I mean, we do hear his name every week in shul, as many American shuls, and I'm sure all around the world, for praying for his release during tefillot, during prayers every Shabbat, every Shabbos. Everybody is acutely aware, I think, Gilad Shalit. Everybody's still remembering Ran Arad and all of the 82 MIAs. So it's a situation which every Israeli from army age up is very acutely familiar. Even the kids who are younger are familiar. So it's in the back of everybody's thoughts. I mean, different people from different directions. I myself, even tonight, coming from possibly a different direction from what I heard tonight.
So here you are, Dr. Larry Hirsch in Chicago, and this vigil for someone in Israel is going on here. Are there vigils across Israel tonight also?
That I don't
Or this week?
That I don't know. I'm sure that there's a vigil 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right in front of the Prime Minister's residence in Yerushalayim. I think when you asked about Beit El in particular and communities like that, I think we're entitled to say, Beit El particularly on Gilad Shalit, we told you so. There would never have been an ability to capture Gilad Shalit from a terrorist tunnel had all the corridors around Gaza been in the hands of the Israeli army as it was before the eviction of the Jews from Gush Katif, which was the Jewish area just side of Gaza, or Gaza. The Jews never were in Gaza, and we told you so. And this is a very, very terrible kidnapping situation, which again never would have happened.
Let me ask you one final question that I've asked that I've asked others, and that is, why is it that Prime Minister Netanyahu or the Israeli government, the Knesset, not come forward and said, we're not going to ever even go to a table to talk about peace until Gilad Shalit is released?
It's a very good question, and that's the logical question. I think what you've heard from Netanyahu, especially in the last congressional speech that he gave a month ago, or even less than a month ago.
I was in Washington with him at APAC, so I heard him speak to us similar to how he spoke to Congress. And what do you think the message was there?
Well, I think Netanyahu was able to say, I have plenty of reasons not to talk to Hamas even beyond Gilad Shalit. Hamas, he said, it's a terrorist organization, does not recognize the state of Israel. If it doesn't recognize the state of Israel, I've got no reason to talk to them. That's what Netanyahu said. And so therefore, he doesn't even have to get to Gilad Shalit. And if he would say that, he might end up being confronted with the situation of saying, I'll talk to you if you give me Gilad Shalit, and then Hamas might call his bluff and end up getting recognized without ever having to recognize the state of Israel. Maybe that's why he doesn't say it.
Maybe that's it. All right. I want to thank you again, Dr. Larry Hirsch from Beit El Bet in Israel, who's here in Chicago. Always a pleasure to have you on the show and have you with us. And stay with us here on Taped with Rabbi Doug at the Vigil for Gilad Shalit. We're back here at the Candlelight Vigil for Gilad Shalit. I'm here with Jay Takath. He's the director of the Jewish Community Relations Council of the Federation. Jay, the 5 years that have gone by, we haven't seen any initiative really for anyone to say that there can't be peace until Gilad Shalit is out. We haven't seen the President of the United States come forward and say that. We haven't seen any other leaders. Why do you think that is?
Well, I would also say that we haven't heard any Israeli leader condition the peace process to the release of Gilad Shalit. It does not, however, diminish the importance of the release of Gilad Shalit. Just today, Hamas spit in the face of the International Red Cross, denying yet another request of the Red Cross.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have the participants come close
All right,
to the stage?
Well, it's sad to hear, but we're going to hope for the best, and thanks for being with us. I see the rally is about to begin in the Candlelight Vigil, so stay with us here on Taped with Rabbi Doug in Daily Plaza as we are about to begin the Candlelight Vigil for Gilad Shalit.
I am Vice Chair of the Jewish Community Relations Council, better known to many of you as the JCRC. I want to thank you for coming and participating in what is a most solemn and yet a most important night, and for expressing our collective solidarity, unity, and support for the Gilad Shalit family, for Gilad himself, and most importantly, for Gilad's immediate and unconditional release to his family. It is now half a decade later, and Gilad is still captive. It is a different world today, but let us pause and let us reflect on these last 5 years and what it must have been like for both Gilad and his family to have missed them. And now, I have the honor of introducing to you the Consul General of Israel to the Midwest, the Honorable Orly Gil.
Think of yourselves as members of a family, a normal, mainstream family. Now try to put yourselves in the place of the mother or the father or the brother of a soldier who for 5 years is in a cell. Imagine their fears, their hopes, their despairs. Mothers in Israel, as all Jewish mothers, I'm sure, can identify with Aviva Shalit, Gilad's mother. Imagine yourselves in a cell, alone, for a day, for months, for years. It is cold in the winter, it's almost unbearably hot in the summer. Gilad Shalit was 19 when he was abducted. He's a shy young man who excels in math and science, a shy young man whose horror started 5 years ago when he was violently abducted by Hamas. Since then, he did not have a moment of joy. Actually, he has not seen daylight at all. He has not seen a soul except for his Hamas capturers. He did not receive a word or a package from anyone for the past five years. Not from his family, not from stranger, like the Red Cross envoys. His friends his age have done so much in the past 5 years. They finished their army service. Some went to the adventurous trip in the Far East or South America, as a lot of young Israelis do. Some went to study, others started to work. Some have girlfriends, probably a few married. Gilad has not done any of this. Gilad has remained in the same place. It's important to take a minute to explain why the state of Israel is prepared to compromise its interests in exchange for this young man's freedom. We ask for the release of Gilad Shalit because it is the right thing to do, because his being in his cell does not serve any cause. Gilad is important to all Israelis because every soldier in the Israeli Defense Forces leaves behind him a mother and a father. Gilad has become the symbolic son of all Israelis. And you're here tonight because you feel Gilad became part of your family as well. You're here because we all feel the pain of his family. We're all responsible for him, because all Jews are responsible for one another. We all continue our efforts for his release, as we will continue our efforts to conduct talks that will lead to peace with our neighbors. Let us hope that the Shalit family is strengthened by the demonstration of solidarity here from Chicago. Every one of you, by being here tonight, has eased, if only by a very little bit, the despair of the Shalit family. Thank you for that. Thank you for demonstrating that neither Israel nor Gilad is alone. And let us hope that this is the last year that we have this vigil.
President Sarkozy of France, some time ago, through diligent mediation, was able to get a letter through the International Red Cross and eventually Hamas that eventually reached Gilad himself. It is believed to be the one and only letter that made its way to Gilad. And with that, I would like to introduce to you the Consul General of France in Chicago, the Honorable Graham Paul.
Bonsoir. It's a great honor for me to be part of this very moving get-together. Gilad Shalit was abducted 5 years ago on June 25th, 2006. An Israeli soldier, Gilad Shalit is also a French citizen held hostage by Hamas in Gaza. The French embassy in Israel, President Sarkozy, Foreign Minister Juppé, and all the French authorities are in permanent contact with his parents, Aviva and Noam Shalit, and are fully mobilized to obtain his liberation. President Sarkozy met Noam Shalit at the Élysée Palace in Paris on June 10th. Bertrand Delanoë, Mayor of Paris, a sister city of Chicago, has named Gilad Shalit honorary citizen of Paris. The detention of Gilad Shalit is unacceptable and violates human rights. At the recent summit of Deauville, France, the head of states and government of the G8 demanded the unconditional release of the abducted soldier Gilad Shalit without delay. I would like to echo that demand. The 25th anniversary of Gilad Shalit will take place on August 28th. Our message today is that we will not forget Gilad Shalit and will continue to press for its immediate liberation. Our resolve remains stronger than ever. Our message today is that Gilad Shalit must be released unconditionally and immediately. Thank you.
Now I'd like to take a moment to recognize a special guest in attendance, known by many of us, a friend of our communities, State Senator Ira Silverstein. Senator Silverstein introduced a resolution last year in the Illinois State House calling for Gilad Shalit's release and keeping it in the family. This year, last week in fact, his wife, Deborah Silverstein, the new alderman from the 50th Ward, introduced a similar resolution in the Chicago City Council. So, Alderman Silverstein.
Several human rights organizations have stated that the terms and conditions of Shalit's detention are contrary to international humanitarian law. To this date, the only contact between Shalit and the outside world has been 3 letters on audio tape and a DVD that Israel received in return for releasing 20 female Palestinian prisoners. We come together with the hope that his release will be forthcoming and that he can be reunited with his family. Even though Sergeant Gilad Shalit is held captive over 6,000 miles away, his presence is here this evening. It is said that all Jews are responsible for each other, and that is why we are all here tonight. My prayer is that we come together next year and celebrate his return. Thank you.
I'm here with Rabbi Carl Walken. He is the rabbi of Beth Shalom in Northbrook, and he is also the president of the Chicago Board of Rabbis. Rabbi Walken, what do you think it means, all these people coming together today in trying to promote the humanitarian release of Gilad Shalit?
It means we as Jews never forget. We have long memories, memories which last as long as necessary. Hopefully to secure the release. It's 5 years already. It's outrageous.
It is. What do you think the outcome will be in the long run? Do you think that there will be pressure from other sources on Hamas to release it? You would think that humanitarian aid and things like that come through, and then there's the promise of financial aid for the whole system of the Palestinians if they are able to make these. Do you think that Gilad Shalit is going to be part of that? We hope so.
I'm not optimistic. I have to.
Why do you think it hasn't been a major part of it so far?
Major part of whose initiative?
Of our initiative in coming and saying, when I speak in the United States, saying, you know, we're offering you all this money for aid to help you build your nation. We want you to have a state side by side, but we're not going to start until Gilad Shalit. Why hasn't that come forward yet?
I don't know, and it disappoints me that it's not as much of an issue for America. One would think that it would be part of it. I'm not saying America cares less about Israel because they haven't made a good proposal, but I'm just afraid it's not going to happen. I think the Israelis and Hamas will hopefully do something about it with the intercession of some.
Well, let's hope so. All right. Rabbi Walken, thanks for being with us. Stay with us here on Tape with Rabbi Doug.
Misha Berach, Avotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. ויברך וישמור וינצור את גלעד בן אביבה ונועם שליט. יפתהו משביו ויחזירו לשלום בקרוב, בעבור שכל בית ישראל מתפלל למענו. הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליו, ירבה כוחו ויבטל צערו. ישלח לנו הנפש ורפואת הגוף, רפואת הנפש, רפואת הגוף, יחזירהו לחיק משפחתו במהרה ונאמר Amen. May he who blessed our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, bless, watch over, and keep safe Gilad, the son of Aviva, and Noam Shalit. May he redeem him from his captivity and speedily return him to safety, for the entire house of Israel is praying for him. May the Holy One, blessed be he, have mercy upon him, give him great strength, and abolish his suffering. May he grant him healing of body and spirit, and may he speedily return him to the embrace of his family. And let us say, Amen.
My name is Steve Dishler. I'm with the Jewish Community Relations Council. We are here tonight because for 1,824 days, Gilad Shalit has been denied his freedom by the terrorist group Hamas. For 1,824 days, Gilad has not seen his parents. He has not felt their embrace. Tonight we speak in one voice and call out, "Free Gilad Shalit! Free Gilad Shalit!" I thank you for compassion by being here tonight. But I ask that you continue showing your compassion by talking about Gilad to your family and your friends, and by urging your member of Congress to sponsor House Resolution 317, introduced this week through our urging by Representative Gold of Illinois and Representative Ackerman of New York. The resolution demands that Hamas immediately release Gilad, allow prompt access by the Red Cross, provide regular communication with his family, and express support to the welfare, security, and survival of the State of Israel. Opposition to participation by Hamas in the Palestinian Authority prior to their acceptance of Israel's right to exist, cessation of violence, and acceptance of prior agreements. You can view the full resolution and send a letter to your member of Congress through our website. The web address is on the cover of your program, so please take it home.
I want to thank you for being with us. Remember, check out our website, www.tvrabbi.com. If you want to send us an email, it's info@tvrabbi.com. That's it from Daily Plaza. Hopefully, we will make a difference. Gilad Shalit will be free, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place, right here on Taped with Rabbi Doug. Shalom, everyone.
The Shirenu Choir.
Welcome back. On October 18th, 2011, in a deal to release well over 1,000 Palestinian murderers who were in jail for terrorism in Israel, Gilad Shalit was finally brought home and released. Hamas made this agreement, and 447 prisoners were freed that day as part of the exchange to get things started. The joy of Gilad Shalit after 5 years in captivity being released was overwhelming for the Israeli people and for the Jewish people around the world. Gilad Shalit, our hero, is free. And we thank God that all our prayers have been answered. And let's hope that all our prayers are continued to be answered. Shalom, everyone.
תקוותינו הם כמו מפרש נטוע, וכל סימן של חץ כמו משל של אוהב, ודמותך החרישית לובשת שקט, כמו הרגעים שהמוזיקה נגמרת. אתה תשוב, אתה תשוב, אתה הרי הילד של כולנו. אתה תשוב, אתה תשוב, לבך פועם בלי הפסקה בלב שלנו. סדקים של אור בחשיכה הם תפילותינו, ימים של חופש ושמחה באים עלינו, ולא נשקוט עד שנראה את סימניך. אנחנו גם לבד, אתה הרי יודע. אתה תשוב, אתה הרי הילד של כולנו. אתה תשוב, לבך פועם בלי הפסקה בלב שלנו.
This has been a Taped with Rabbi Doug production.